The five forces: your competitors, customers, suppliers, substitutes and new entrants, created by Professor Michael Porter. Use the five forces to determine simply, is the market attractive or unattractive? But more importantly, the perspective, should you stay, enter or leave? May the forces be with you. So let's look at the first force, the power of competition, the competitors. What we're really looking at is the degree and nature of competition in the market. How do these people play? Do they play on price, advertising, improvement, or another form? Could it be even innovation? If you are a new entrant, be aware that existing competitors will react when you appear in that market segment or niche. They may simply discount, increase advertising, the list goes on. We'll have a look at those soon. The next force we'll look at is the power of the customer. That's you and me. It comes from our ability to demand product improvements, look for price discounting and superior service. If we don't meet these, we will go somewhere else. We'll go to the competition. What we enjoy is more power than ever before, thanks to social media, internet, and information it brings with it. We can look at everything instantly. We can compare. Finally, there are also comparison websites. These help us, customers, contrast compare service, features, benefit, price, and other providers. Be very wary of the power of customers. That's you and me. The next force is the power of substitutes. This is the one I get particularly excited about because as an entrepreneur, this is where the opportunities really lie. Really concerned with determining how many products or services can serve as a substitute for your product or service. Simple example, butter and margarine. You might think they're competitors, one is substituting the other. The ease of which your consumers can substitute your product will increase the threat of substitutes. We call that a switching cost. How easy is it for me to go from butter to margarine? If you have many substitutes, you will need a unique selling proposition. Why? Make it easier for your customers to stay with you. They understand what is it about what you offer. Again, with these forces, substitutes is the one to really look out for because it can change just like that. The next force is the power of suppliers. This power comes from the ability to dictate the costs of your raw materials. Simple rule. Fewer suppliers, they have more power. They can manage the cost, set the cost, change the cost. Might not be direct suppliers, but your suppliers. In other words, we go another link up the chain. Use the industry value chain to determine who has the power in your market. We come back to that point again, power. Some raw material prices determined by stock exchanges rather than suppliers. In this case, they have little power. Be very careful again of the power of your suppliers. The last of the five forces, the threat of new entrants. How easy can someone come in and compete directly with you? What it means when they do come in, there is less opportunity for you to grow your business. There's less opportunity for you to make a margin, and there's a less opportunity for you to make a difference. But how do we stop them coming in? We call them barriers to entry. There are many barriers to entry to think about. It could be your intellectual property, it could be contracts, it could be government regulations, it could be because you're the biggest player and you have more power upstream. Barriers to entry is so important for you to think about, and also when you're coming up to enter a market, that's what you're up against. Threat of new entrants. Again, please be careful. We've now done the five forces. Now we have to rank the five forces. We rank them high, medium or low. Competition, if it's a low ranking, low force, it's good. The power of customers, again, a low ranking. The power of customers is low, that's good. The power of suppliers, a low ranking or a low force, again, it's good. We get down to substitutes, power of substitutes, low force, it's good. Threat of new entrants, low force, it's good. Barriers to entry though, if it's high, in other words, you can block them out, that is good too. We add them up, determine whether or not the market is simply attractive or not. So what? The five forces. that analysis we've just completed, simply, is your market attractive or not? And importantly, should you enter, stay, or leave that market? Good luck. Now it's your turn. Create your own 5 forces analysis, determine whether your market is attractive, and don't forget from what perspective: stay, enter, or leave. So what's next? We've just determined the forces that will impact upon your organisation. Now it's time to consider your customers. The next section will consider the types of people who will buy your product or service and what motivates them to do so. We're going to use a model called the adoption curve.